could pay 2 years here and get an exceptional education. I mean, like I said, the classes, the teachers, the one-on-one, there's every opportunity for you to grow and to be educated here as a four-year university. And like you said, the financial piece, it's just a no-brainer.
I think people don't realize the impact it has on folks who might not get an education outside of high school if it weren't for the community college system. That and job force training in Wilmington are the two things that I think are paramount to what Cape Fear does.
I would truly love to thank the donors that give so generously to all of these different scholarship programs at Cape Fear Community College. You guys make it possible for people like me to go on this life-altering adventure and be able to become an active part of my community. I would especially love to thank Randy and Megan Merritt for their amazing scholarship that they granted me. I am so grateful for the both of you and your generosity and kindness. I am going to use this money to further my education at Cape Fear, and I will put my education to good use to help better our community. I'm just truly appreciative for you. Thank you so much for all that you do.
What could be better than spending your money on providing education for someone that can't afford to go to a college?
Hey, my name is Stacy Mowry. I'm in the Paralegal Technology program here at Cape Fear Community College. I will graduate next June 2020. I'm married. I have a 22-year-old and a 15-year-old, and the scholarships that I received from the Cape Fear donors really helped my family. I'm trying to go to school full-time and be a stay-at-home mom to a teenager and a young adult. And the money really allowed me to be able to do this and spend more time with my family, and as well as not have to worry financially about how I'm going to pay for my supplies and for my tuition. So it was greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for all that you've done for me.
I think anyone who's thinking about donating money for a scholarship at the community college should come take a look. We're all about having people see what we're about. It's a great way for someone to make their money that they want to donate to further educational opportunities go much farther than any other college or university than you can think of. Your money is just well spent here at Cape Fear Community College.
You could say it's the best bang for the buck.
You got it.
There's nothing more valuable than a 19-year-old who's getting a chance to have a real future, a career, and what that does to their soul, to who they are, how they handle things, the decisions they make. Or the 40-year-old who has to reinvent himself or lost his job because of COVID and has the opportunity, right, to feed his children, for his children to look at him and say, Dad, I'm proud of you.
Hi, I just want to say thank you for my scholarship. It was very appreciated. I was able to go through school and have my bills paid and get the books that I needed without having a financial burden. So I was able to focus on my schoolwork and make great grades. And it's all because of you. So I just want to say thank you again, and I appreciate it.
I had a daughter that went here for 2 years, right out of high school, graduated with honors, and then transferred to UNCW, of which she has since graduated with honors there and a business degree. And she loved Cape Fear Community College.
My name's Ian Radford, and I want to thank you for your donation through the Scholarship Foundation here at Cape Fear Community College. As a veteran with PTSD, it's really important for me to stay busy, keep my hands occupied. Your scholarship has helped me to do that, helped me pay for the classes that I'm taking right now with the boat building. And it's really made a very positive impact on my positivity at this point in my life. And I just want to thank you very much for doing that and helping me with that.
Wanted to thank the Trinity's Children Foundation and Cape Fear Community College Foundation for granting me the scholarships this last semester. It was greatly appreciated as a full-time college student who is also working 2 to 3 jobs. I just really wanted to thank you guys so much because it really had me at an ease of mind that I didn't have to worry about money this year, and it was just a great thing to be accounted for, and it really just made me happy. So I'm so thankful that you guys granted me this scholarship. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening and welcome. I'm Shane Fernando, Vice President for Advancement in the Arts, and on behalf of our students, Foundation, Board of Directors, and staff, I'd like to welcome you to the 2021 CFCC Gift of Education event. It is such a pleasure to welcome you here on this very special evening, and I want to thank you for your sense of adventure as you join us for this unique experience to join together to support our students and give them the gift of education. Our sponsors tonight have made this experience possible, and they deserve a very great thanks. First, our stage sponsors, Christopher and Stephanie Dunn, and Jimmy Hopkins and Alan House, whose businesses are American Water and Fire, American Coastal Development, Remax Executive, the Hopkins Dunn Group, and Steph the Banker. Please join me in thanking them. Their generosity is making this fundraising performance possible. Our food and beverage sponsor, the Cape Fear Community College Board of Trustees, these individuals give so much year-round, providing leadership and service to this community asset. And this year they continue their special support as they did last year and banding together financially to support this event as an entire group. Please join me in thanking our Board of Trustees. I would like to thank our silver sponsors for tonight, House of Rayford, Cusick Financial Group, LS3P Architects, the Murkison Group, and XI Online. Please join me in thanking our silver group. Woo! And finally, please join me in thanking our bronze sponsors, Duke Energy, Stephanie and James Mayu, Bob Loweth and Rex Road Loweth Wealth Management, Van Buren Properties, Warden Smith, and Matt and Pat White. Thank you so much. I want to take a moment to recognize our incredible Board of Directors of the CFCC Foundation. These leaders from our community work hard year-round to raise funds to change lives. Their dedication is breaking down barriers and creating access to education for those looking to make a better life. Please join me in thanking them for their service. And finally, another big reason why we are here, I would like to extend my gratitude to our dear community partner, our Wilmington Symphony Orchestra. Woo! Also, I'd like to recognize our friends, Executive Director Liz Scanlon. Come on over here, come on. Woo! And our maestro, Stephen Arante, and their board and musicians. Thank you. We are truly blessed to have this organization in our city, a regional symphony that is the envy of many communities. And I'd also like to recognize our own CFCC student, Daniel Swart, who joins the performance tonight on stage. We are delighted to see the partnership grow between the Symphony and CFCC, particularly with the Youth Orchestra, and I was so excited to learn that 2 of your Youth Symphony students will be joining CFCC this fall. Oh, thank you, we're so excited. And now it's my pleasure to welcome our esteemed President, Jim Morton, to the podium. Thank you.
Well, good evening and welcome. Thank you so much for coming out for this annual fundraising event. And first I want to recognize a few special guests. Shane did mention our Board of Trustees, and with us tonight we also have trustees Bill Cherry, who's our Vice Chair, somewhere out here in the crowd. Jimmy Hopkins, our trustee, is here. Mary Lyons Rouse also is here somewhere. And in addition to that, another special guest, District Court Judge James Faison. So thank you for coming. Thank you to all the sponsors that Shane has just mentioned, but I also want to thank the Wilmington Symphony for helping us with this event this evening. This is wonderful. But I wish you could have been here this morning. We had held our commencement here this morning. Beautiful weather like it is this evening, so we're doing something right to have this kind of weather. It was the same, not a cloud in the sky. We had close to 300 graduates cross the stage to receive their credential, but we had 300 show up. But actually, this year, we're projected to award over 2,000 credentials. And this is just on our curriculum side of the house. It does not include our continuing education who complete programs and receive certificates. What's so important is if you'd have seen this morning the expression of these students coming across, achieving this goal, it was very special to them. But it could not happen without your help and your support. Donors make it happen. It helps these students reach that goal to complete and be able to take the next steps forward in life. In just a moment, it was another great day for Cape Fear Community College because we actually had started off a little slow with our enrollment numbers, but this morning we actually moved ahead of our summer enrollment of last year, and last year we were actually up 9%, and our fall numbers actually were ahead of last fall this morning at this point in time from last year, and we were actually up 1% last year. And that means a lot to us because most schools, most colleges across the nation were down. Many in the fall of last year were down 11%, and we started off being up 1.3%. So we're doing a lot of things right, and it's thanks to your help. And so we look forward to another great year. Students are very excited about getting back to the classrooms, and so we're looking forward to having them back in the classrooms this summer and the fall. And I think this is going to be a great year for Cape Fear as our numbers continue to improve. If we're ahead of where we were last year at this point, I think it's going to continue through the summer. So thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you again to our sponsors. Thank you, donors, and appreciate all the support. I hope you have a great evening. Next, I'd like to introduce the chair of our trustees, Ms. Patricia Kusek.
Thanks, Tim. Good evening. You know, I think we'll run out of ways to say thank you to the people who are here with us tonight and to the people who are at home, who dug deep and continuously gave and supported Cape Fear Community College. And we did get a chance today to see 300 faces smiling and proud, and 300 families yelling and being proud of their family for what they had accomplished. I didn't realize until today, especially the difference between this morning and right now, what I think I've missed the most in the last 14 months, and that's seeing a smile, seeing your face. And just for a second, I'd like for you, before we get started with this wonderful performance this evening, and I know they're anxious to get started because it's been the first time in 14 months, is that correct? And we're honored to have them here. Please close your eyes for a second and just think about one thing that you're thankful for tonight. And I have a long list, but I can tell you one thing as a part of the Board of Trustees. At the top of that list is thanks to you and for your support and everything that you do to make everything happen for these wonderful students that come to Cape Fear Community College. We appreciate you. We thank you for everything that you've done. And now I'd like to introduce, for the first time in 14 months, the wonderful Wilmington Symphony Orchestra.
it's a great way to discover yourself and to kind of start to grow from who you are and to really find out. Because age 18, 19, you look back and you think, okay, if I could have done that differently, I would have done this. I think it is a great way to figure out where you really want to focus in a few years and not just kind of put your eggs all in one basket, and to be able to delegate internally, okay, I'm going to do this for 2 years and have a huge goal to go to this university for another 2 years and potentially go to grad school after that. And I think it's a great stepping stone, but it is a really good place to start.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome CFCC student Nuri Muhammad, Associates of Arts, Film and Video Technology.
Good evening. My name is Nuri Muhammad, and I am a film student here at Cape Fear Community College and a recipient of the Dean Goodyear Scholarship. This is my second year attending this school, and I plan to graduate with an associate's degree in early 2022. I won't take up much time, but I want to thank and mention some things you all might find interesting. Growing up, I was a homeschool student. I was taught by my beautiful and brilliant mother all the way up until my last year of high school. Homeschooling does not work for everyone, but it worked for me. And it made me gain the understanding of discipline and hard work. I am forever grateful that my parents gave me that foundation. As a little girl, I remember noticing the underrepresented and misunderstood groups that were displayed in the media. I remember actually cringing and becoming upset with the many observations. Being in love with art at such a young age positioned me to go into film, and also the willingness to change the way that these groups felt about themselves. I have been writing since I was a young child, and oftentimes it was my only happy place. As I read my old stories I wrote when I was younger, I smile so big. I know the work that I am putting in now is making little me proud. In the future, I plan to direct and also score soundtracks for films with my 5 years of piano playing. I want to pause and thank the Goodyear family for offering me this scholarship. These past 2 semesters have been so difficult on so many students, including myself. One point in these past 2 semesters, I became very worried about the upcoming months and what that meant for my career in education. I got anxious about my classes and began to wonder if I could complete my degree. The scholarship made it possible for me to buy my first real camera, assisted my saving for a laptop and my other film supplies. Again, I thank the family of Dean Goodyear for their efforts to support students in film. I also want to state how important it is for you to go for what you want, no matter what. This past year was not easy, but we are all still here making it and thriving. So many days I am filled with so much gratitude, knowing that I am here and in every action trying to honor those who aren't. I want to also thank my parents and my Nana who have always pushed me, and all of my siblings who are always supporting me. Also my community who watched me grow up and continue to encourage me to achieve my goals. Thank you for your time. Have a good night.
I think people don't realize the impact it has on folks who might not get an education outside of high school if it weren't for the community college system. That and job force training in Wilmington are the two things that I think are paramount to what Cape Fear does.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Trey Lee, CFCC student in Diesel and Heavy Equipment Technology.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Trey Lee. I'm a student in the Heavy Equipment and Diesel Technology program here at Cape Fear. Growing up, I always enjoyed working on vehicles and engines. In high school, I began working on diesel engines and equipment. I knew right then that I wanted to continue in this path. Originally, I had applied to Cummins apprenticeship program to be trained in a dealership while going to college. Due to COVID, however, this program was shut down the year that I applied. I'd heard great things about Cape Fear Community College, and I enrolled. My goal enrolling in this program is to become a field technician. Working on equipment is what I knew I wanted to do, and turning wrenches is my passion. Being able to have a different job site every day and driving a service truck is my goal in my career as a mechanic. In my first semester at Cape Fear, I applied to James River and was hired. Being a diesel mechanic requires lots of tools, and tools aren't cheap. I applied in the summer and again in the fall for scholarships and was honored for the scholarships that I applied for. Thanks to these scholarships, I was able to pay for my tuition and also be able to buy the tools essential for my job. These scholarships removed the burden of having to pay for school and allowed me to focus on being my best, not only in school, but also at work. Without these scholarships, I would not be as developed in my career as I am today, nor would I be able to do in-depth tasks as a mechanic. Because of your generosity, every sponsor here tonight has helped make a student's life less stressful and allowed them to pursue their dream and become the best they can be in this area of study. I am truly not sure that you will be able to understand how much of an impact these scholarships have made in my life and in the lives of other students. I sincerely thank you for the generosity and kindness that you and your companies have shown in wanting to pay it forward and help the next generation of workers. I hope you enjoy the rest of this concert and have an amazing evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Steve Gaskins, CEO and founder of Seacoast Wealth Management and new founder of the Seacoast Wealth Management Annual Scholarship, who has a surprise for Trey.
How's it going, sir?
Trey, I want to let Trey know that we are going to be providing him with a $1,200 scholarship for this upcoming semester, and we just talked about it before coming out on the stage that we're going to double that and make it $1,200 for the next semester as well. So, Trey, we appreciate everything you do.
Thank you very much. That means a lot. Thank you, sir.
growing up with parents who were not educated and had very limited access to. Growing up with parents who were not educated and had very limited access to jobs and to be able to provide for the family, I learned quickly that the only way that I could really move forward in life, I was orphaned at a young age, so the only option that I had was to follow in the footsteps of having no access, or take the stance that education was a priority and it was going to save my life and provide me a different path. And so I would say education certainly saved my life, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't pursue my education and then continue to promote it now as an adult.
Please welcome to the stage CFCC student Kimberly Morgan, studying for an Associate's in General Education.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Kimberly Morgan. I'm 27 years old. I'm a pre-nursing major. I'll be applying to the nursing program this fall. My plan is to earn my Associates of Nursing at Cape Fear and then go on to earn my Bachelor's of Nursing. I came to Cape Fear in 2019. At the time, my son Nash was a year old, and he was my #1 motivation for going back to school and earning my degree. As a single mom, it has been a scramble to make ends meet, prioritize school, and to be a present mother to my son. There have been countless late nights and early mornings where I tried to study while my son was still asleep. In the fall of 2020, I applied for scholarships, and this was when Joe King first came into my life. I received the Betsy King Memorial Scholarship, which is a scholarship honoring Mr. King's mother, who is also a single mother. I was so grateful and honored to be the recipient of this scholarship. After speaking with Mr. King, I quickly realized what an amazing man he truly was. Fast forward to last month, I received a call from the Cape Fear Foundation Department letting me know that Mr. King was going to be fulfilling my scholarship for the remainder of my education at Cape Fear. I can't even begin to put into words how he has blessed me. He has taken such a weight off of my family's shoulders. I can now focus on school and raise my son without worrying how much I'm going to be paying for school each semester. Thank you so much, Joe King.
And let's give another round of applause for our students here tonight. Woo! We've heard some powerful stories tonight of perseverance and struggle, all in the name of securing an education. And we are here to change lives, investing in others so they can reach new heights and change the trajectory of their lives and of their families. These are our nurses, our firefighters, mechanics, veterinarians, chefs, truck drivers, filmmakers, educators, and more. Our short-term investment tonight in our students becomes a long-term investment in making the Cape Fear region an even better place to call home, strengthening our families and creating more access to vital services and workforce development for our industry. Our students and volunteers will be coming around to your vehicles to accept your donation, so please complete the envelope if you're able, and they'll pick them up. Also, please feel free to call us and if there are any questions, or if you're interested in creating your own endowed scholarship for a particular program of study. And as you consider your gift of education, our Wilmington Symphony will take us home with one final song to close out our evening. Please join me in thanking the Symphony for their performance, and we look forward to having you back at home at the Wilson Center this fall. Woo! Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you for giving the gift of education. Good night and drive safely. Thank you.